What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're having a conversation about the YouTube channel, what's been going on in my life, and the live stream for the last couple of weeks. So if you didn't already know, which makes complete sense because I don't really share too much of my personal life here on YouTube, I'm about to be a dad here in a couple of weeks, which means that the videos that you guys are going to be watching here on YouTube are certainly going to be slowing down for the interim. At least I suspect that's what's going to happen. And sadly, one of the side effects of this is I'm not really able to supply the amount of projects for our resident video editor, Matt Links, to keep him going for the next couple of months because he's been working really hard for the last year and a half with regular, consistent uploads. And unfortunately, I just don't have enough work for him for the next couple of months. So it's going to be a double whammy between I don't really have an editor that's working full time for me right now, and I also have a kid that's going to be coming very, very soon. If you've been watching my live streams, then you know that I've also not really been playing Escape for Tarkov for the last couple of months. In June, I spent a huge amount of time on Diablo 4, which was absolutely awesome. I enjoyed the game, day streams, night streams. I made a few guides, but I admit every time I wanted to make a guide for Diablo 4, I just ended up wanting to stream Diablo 4, so I opted to do that instead. I tried to participate a little bit in the hardcore race, but sadly I didn't quite make it, especially on two different characters. But either way, really enjoyed the game, and there's going to be another season coming out in a couple of weeks, and I'll definitely be spending more time on that too. And if you haven't already read the announcement, the Escape for Tarkov patch 13.1 just released today as of recording this video. Many people suspected this was going to be a wipe with the introduction of a new version of Unity for the game, and sadly that did not happen. It seems like there really wasn't any significant changes other than them like kind of nerfing leg meta, but also kind of not, and then attempting to improve the desync in hit registration, but it's still up in the air on how much that actually worked. There's also mention that there was some sound improvements as well, but since we've moved to Oculus Audio, it has been clear it's been a pretty large step backwards for the game. I know every time I go back and try to play, my ability to pick up the positioning of somebody being above, below, on my level in various buildings, and even outside in the open has been fairly challenging at times, especially on Streets of Tarkov. And you can make the argument that Tarkov has always been that way, but I don't really subscribe to that. I personally feel that on Steam Audio and even Tarkov's original audio engine, the most unfun part about it was the fact that you could hear people so clearly and elevated on multiple different levels, giving an unfair advantage to people that are wearing headsets or just providing a relatively unrealistic experience, or the general lack thereof of audio when people are going up and down stairwells. So it is a bit of a different problem, but nonetheless, it doesn't really seem to be as big of a step forward as players suspected, especially since many people were hyping up and speculating an imminent wipe. So anyways, back to myself and the videos and the games and all that kind of stuff. So after Diablo 4, I started doing another My Summer Car playthrough. So last year, started playing some My Summer Car for the very first time, and it was an ultimate hit, like a cult classic for the channel. Easily one of my favorite video games of all time, and I deeply mean that. I fucking love this game. Everything about it is just a masterpiece of an indie title. And when you play through the game once, it doesn't necessarily have the exact same wow factor. So this time, I decided to take a look at the achievements on what I wasn't able to get and start setting those goals and going after those achievements to really spice up the gameplay. And it has been hilarious and super fun. And that achievement run is going to be coming to an end relatively soon, but I would love to upload some of the best moments and highlights from those live streams here on YouTube, not just for uploading something, because it's been going to be kind of difficult to upload anything, especially if there isn't a Tarkov update anytime soon, but also to just memorialize this epic experience, which I wasn't able to do last year due to copyright laws and lots of restrictions in terms of service problems. I also wanted to make this video because I'm kind of sitting around and there's so much change that's coming, and the reality of not being able to upload as much to this channel as I truly want to really, it really eats away at me. You know, I get on the live stream, I do the live stream. You know, I have a lot of fun with that, and arguably, you know, I am more successful as a live streamer than a YouTuber. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I spend the majority of my time thinking about is YouTube. And I've had great times on YouTube, and I've had unsuccessful times on YouTube, and it certainly is the part of the, if you would even want to call it that, it's the part of the job that I end up spending the majority of the time thinking about, but it has the, lately, not in the past, the least amount of impact, either financially, growth-wise, impression-wise, for the lack of a better term, influence-wise. And maybe that's part of the problem, because whenever I started doing this, it was a pure passion of mine, just looking forward to editing and uploading and getting reactions and communicating to people and creating this community that I've ultimately lost over the years due to the fact that I spent so much time on Twitch, and honestly feeling guilty that I wasn't able to spend as much time personally editing the videos, not even really being able to do these opening and closing commentaries or more well-structured content. More often than not, I just upload some of the best moments from the live stream in highlight form, or for the last year and a half, I got Matt Links to edit the videos, and he's done a fantastic job, don't get me wrong, and he still will be doing some edits from time to time here, especially whenever we have these big projects that are coming up. But there's something to be said about actually personally editing the content and having full control over the videos that I create. It has a very specific style, and even if it might not be the most professional or the most clean, it just is a style that I've developed over the years that I've ultimately lost and haven't really been participating in actively for the past 8 to 12 months. Deep down over the last year and a half, it does feel like I've been kind of phoning it home for some videos, not all, but some videos, especially the ones that are just taken directly from Twitch. And I know that some of you guys have been feeling that as well. And after I've spent I stream for like sometimes over 40 hours, 45 hours a week on Twitch. And again, I truly mean this. I spend very little time thinking about Twitch, and I spend almost all of my time thinking about YouTube in like this guilty, stewy mess of just like, what am I going to upload? What am I going to upload? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I guess I'm going to have to upload this like dodgy highlight. It was really funny for the live stream, but you kind of need to be there, and you don't have the chat presence. And you know, and then also hiring some editors to help out, which has been absolutely fantastic, like I just said before. But whenever you actually pick up some editors, you do lose some of the personal flair and the style. And I think people feel that, they see that, and I also feel that as well sometimes. And it doesn't necessarily feel like this is my own personal channel where I create projects that I'm really excited about and what I want to share. And it definitely becomes more of a job, like a burden almost, of like, oh my God, like nothing has gone up for like a week and a half. Like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? So, and that's not really the reason why I started this channel. And it's not really the reason why I started doing this for fun, which ultimately led to becoming a job. It is so sad to be in a position where I feel like creatively, from a video perspective, I don't really have much in the tank at the current moment. And if you take a look at my community section, I've always like, I'll have these like really like low lows, and I'll have these really high highs where I'm like, yo guys, what's going on? We're gonna do this like 3 video a week thing on it. You know, like I have these crazy moments of like super commitment, super discipline, and then it ends up tapering off after like a couple of weeks, and I kind of get back to this I don't know, like editing block, I suppose is what you would call it. Or I just ended up spending more time actually live streaming on Twitch. I would say some of my favorite videos that I've personally done over the years have been the commentating pieces on things that are happening inside the online gaming community, whether that be some game reviews or hot topics of things that are happening in games that I've personally played, like the Cycle Dying, which is one of the videos that I just finished making a few weeks back, and moving in more of that direction. So anytime that there's something that's big that I feel like I could have a solid opinion on, I definitely want to be delivering that to you guys. Trying to have more of a voice inside the gaming community where
I feel like in the past, I've been more of sticking to my own lane and focusing on my own live stream would probably be a good idea. But I also don't want to kid myself. I would much rather try to take the pressure and the expectation off my shoulders from the YouTube perspective, and maybe over time that will help me feel more excited and get the creative juices flowing, where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. I'm going to spend a couple of days putting this together and uploading it to you guys. So you may not expect like 10, 15 videos a month anymore, maybe more like 8, right? Like maybe not like all the time, but who knows? Maybe I still will upload a lot of highlights. Maybe I will try to put together a series of my summer car, which I am trying to do, and figure out how I'm going to deliver that to you guys. Some of the best moments from the live stream, but also in a more like story based, like commentated based, update based way, kind of like I've done in the past with the hardcore Tarkov challenge and other things. So it's still very much like live stream footage, but it's more cohesive with introductions and midpoints and skips, and like that missing voice that kind of brings everything together, so you as a viewer get a better understanding of what's going on. Ultimately, the reason why I'm recording this audio clip and probably having some battle bit or something in the background is because I owe a lot to you guys over the last 15 plus years. Without you guys, I would not be where I am today, especially some of you all that have been subscribed since the very beginning and have stuck with me through thick and thin. And deep down at my core, I feel like I can be doing more, but sometimes with like me becoming a dad soon and spending a lot of time on the live stream, I do feel crushed with the burden of responsibility of delivering that to you guys. And one of the ways of trying to resolve that was hiring an editor, which again, Matt Links did a fantastic job. But I've also hired other editors over the years. But the one thing that I've realized is whenever I do that, I do find it does remove part of the personal touch and the feel of the content and turns it more into a job and an expectation. And I'm more of like a boss rather than somebody that's uploading cool moments on YouTube. I want to try to find a way to get back to uploading stuff that I really feel proud about, that I'm excited to be making videos for, make these like really mini series, maybe even doing more hardcore Tarkov, covering more things with the Tarkov wipe, uploading more variety videos, and doing more of the highlight stuff, but editing it in a way that makes more sense for the YouTube channel, with the opening commentaries, with the explanation, hard cuts of just the best moments, and maybe even someday starting a VOD channel. I know that's been highly requested, either a separate VOD channel or even uploading some of the VODs here too. I don't know. I just want to make sure that you guys know how much I actually really care about you guys, how much time I actually spend thinking about you guys, but also how little I've been able to deliver over the last year and a half, 2 years. So I'm trying to figure it out. I hope you bear with me. I hope I figure it out. And I also want to thank you guys one last time for giving me the opportunity, giving me the chance, and putting me in the position where I am on Twitch especially, that allows me to do what I love to do for a living. So I hope to see you guys soon. I'm going to spend some time wrapping my brain about what's going to happen next. You might see me sooner rather than later. I might just get this growth of motivation, and you're going to be seeing a bunch of stuff, or I might take some time away. I don't know. I'm rather indecisive, and I've always been that way, and I think you guys know that and expect that from me by now. So I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your summer or wherever you are in the world, and take it easy.